So welcome everyone. I know this has been a difficult time for everyone, not only in regards to just dealing with what we are due to COVID-19, but the change to have UCDC as a remote program instead of the in-person program many of you were looking forward to. We were very sorry to have to make the change, but very grateful to still be able to offer this very impactful experience to all of you. First, I'm just going to start with some housekeeping items. Please, everyone, just stay on mute if you're not talking. Sometimes outside noise can interfere and everyone can hear. We encourage all of the students to use their video, but of course it's not required. We're here to, one, introduce ourselves to you all and to meet all of you who are participating in the program. This is meant to just be a discussion, right? To prepare you on things you need to know going into this remote program. So please feel free to ask questions throughout the presentation. You can do that either verbally or through the chat box. I'll make sure to keep my eye on that. As I mentioned, the meeting is being recorded, so please be mindful, and I will send it to you all once we finish. So if for some reason you have to leave early, please know that you will get all of this information. And I think one thing we just all need to be wary of is that it's okay to make mistakes. This is a new remote environment for all of us. I might make technological mistakes. I'm still learning a lot of things, as are many of you. So this is just an open space for us all to share and engage with each other. And if you do want to take notes, please feel free to, especially if you wanted to, save questions for the end. But as I said before, you don't have to, because this is, as I mentioned, an open discussion between all of us. So just so you guys have an idea of what we'll actually be talking through today, first we're going to start with introductions. I'm just someone who's speaking, and you're probably thinking, who is this lady right now? Because I didn't get the chance to work with you before you were accepted into the program. So we'll introduce ourselves to you all, and we'd like to meet all of you as well. We'll talk about different aspects of the virtual program that are important for you all to know. We'll also be talking about academics. Sabrine will be leading that discussion. Your enrollment is already open, so we'll touch on that, the different courses that that are available to you all. And please feel free to ask questions while Sabrina's here regarding academics, as she's the specialist in that. We'll also then be going over important internship information. We obviously hope many of you have already begun the internship process, but that's why we're here, and Alfreda is here, who is your a part of the academic internship team at UCDC. So she'll be able to guide you through any unknowns that you might have right now. And then finally, we'll conclude with some important final points that you all need to be aware of. So, as I mentioned, I did not get the opportunity to work with you all before you're accepted into the UCDC program. So my name is Ashley Bayman. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the new UCDC program coordinator and advisor. I'm sure many of you spoke with Mariana before. She was the previous coordinator and advisor for UCDC, but she retired at the end of June. So I've taken over her responsibilities ever since her departure. So please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'll be sharing my contact information with you, as well as all the contact information for the other presenters here, so that you know who to ask questions to should you have more questions later on. Dan?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Dan Worrells, and I'm the faculty director on this campus at Santa Cruz. So I was certainly part of the team. I was director and part of the team that selected all of you, and I'm here to work with you. Obviously, in many ways, one of our main jobs is to select the people who are going and help them get started, and then the team in DC takes over most everything else. And that will really be the case here too, in many ways, even in this remote format. But, you know, as Ashley said, we're both here to help, and please feel free to contact one or both of us if you have any questions, and, you know, after this is all over and as we move forward through the quarter. So thanks.
Alfreda,
I hope, can you hear me?
we can.
Great. I'm sorry, I'm in the office today and I asked them to set up things for me, but it's not quite set up. But I'm Alfreda Brock, and I've been working with the Santa Cruz program for years, as well as with for Professor Dan Worrells. And I'm a part of the academic internship team, and I look forward to working with each of you. I've been working with you for a while, but we'll continue the internship search for you.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Sabrine Saeed. I am here at the UC Washington Center, and I work along Alfreda here as part of the staff. I specifically oversee enrollment and final grades, and so you have seen some, instructions about enrollment, and I'm just here to make sure that you get through the process successfully, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about classes as part of the term.
And then Singmi, are you here? I don't think I remember her coming in. That's fine. Singmi is a UCDC program specialist. She works with a lot of the administrative processes and also with internships. But for the meantime, I think Alfreda will be able to answer any internship related questions that you might have throughout this. So we'd like you all to introduce yourselves to us, if you don't mind, starting with your names and pronouns, where you're from, what's your major, and then finally answering the question, what kind of remote internship are you hoping to arrange based out of Washington, D.C., and if you've already secured a placement or not. So I'm just going to start with what I see on my screen, which is Benjamin Weaver. Would you like to introduce yourself to us and everybody?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name's Benji Weaver. Sorry, I missed the other things we were supposed to say. I have he, him pronouns. What were the other things? Oh, they're there on screen. I'm double majoring in ecology and evolutionary biology and environmental studies. And I'm interested in some sort of environmental policy internship, hopefully. And I have not secured a placement quite yet.
Can I ask folks to just share what class they enrolled in as well, just so we can kind of get the holistic picture?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly which classes I signed up for. I'd have to go look at the course names again, sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I believe one of them, the elective course I signed up for was on foreign policy or something like that. Yes. And then the seminar was, I don't quite remember, unfortunately.
It's okay, no problem.
Yeah. Cool, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Benji. Sabrina?
Hi, I'm so sorry if it's hard to hear me. I'm kind of out right now at a cafe. But my name is Sabrina. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm from Petaluma, kind of like Bay Area. My majors are politics and feminist studies, and I actually got an internship with Jared Huffman. So, and I'm enrolled in the, I think, Washington media class.
Awesome. Congratulations on securing an internship.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Coral? Coral Richardson? Okay, we'll go to the next student. Soli? Soli, are you?
Hi, sorry, I don't know how to use Zoom.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I can't see the questions.
Oh, sorry. So name and pronouns, where you're from, what's your major, and what type of internship you hope to acquire.
All right, so yeah, my name is Sol Lee. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm from San Francisco, but I recently moved to Irvine. I'm double majoring in psychology and legal studies, and I got an offer from Crossroad Campaigns. They're a political consulting firm, and so I believe I will be with them, and I'm in the media class for the seminar.
Great, thank you. Alyssa?
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Alyssa. I go by she, her, hers. I'm from LA, and I'm double majoring in psychology and environmental studies combined with econ. I haven't secured an internship yet, but I'd like to do something with like environmental policy. And I think I'm enrolled in the Congress Politics and Elections course. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, welcome. And then we have Anne.
Hi, I'm Michaela. Well, I go by Michaela.
Okay, Michaela.
Yeah. And my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm from Temecula, California, in Southern California. And I'm double majoring in politics and history. And I have not secured an internship yet, but I'm really interested in doing some sort of like research or a think tank. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Michaela. And then Coral, were you able to get your mic working? And if not, of course, you can put the information in the chat box, but I want to give you the opportunity to speak if you can. Okay, I'm going to assume that you can't, but please feel free to put your information in the chat. Alfreda, do you want to speak about the virtual program?
Oh, sure. So UCDC is virtual for the fall, and we have been working with a lot of our UC partners to find internships for you. The internships are sent to you every Wednesday in our internship newsletter, and they're also posted in our Simplicity UCDC database. When searching for a remote internship in the Simplicity database, simply use the hashtag remote, and you'll be able to find a number of internships there. I do want to let the students know that a lot of internships, a lot of organizations just started posting remote internships for the fall. So I believe organizations felt that there would be on-site programs here in Washington, but now that that's not a possibility, we are receiving numerous remote internships every day. So please check the internship newsletter as well as our database. Our summer students were remote. The program was remote, and I can tell you that the summer students really enjoyed their internship. So they were our test case, and they had very, very good feedback for us about their internship. So we hope that you will also enjoy the experience. So the virtual program is not just the internship. We're still providing you with a lot of the programming that we provide every quarter and semester for our students when we're on site. So one of the things that I know Sabrine will talk about is learning from experts in the small class size that we have here in Washington. So she'll go through that part of the program with you. And it's been really good for our students. We also will help you grow professionally, and that is we will host a series of professional development seminars for you. There was one last week, and there's another one today. A network with mentors and peers will take place today, but if you're not able to participate in that program today, we will still help you to pair you with a mentor and to meet with peers. And finally, Mark Sandalo, who is our associate professor here and director, he sets up a series of speaker series for you. So we have experts and activists, industry professionals. We have former Santa Cruz alums here in the city, but the speaker series that we have on Monday nights, on our Monday night forums, or whenever we decide to, we'll have them more than on Monday nights, but they're very, very good. And I do hope that you'll participate in them. So it's a full program for you. And if I can have Sabrine to speak on the classes to learn from the experts.
I can definitely do that. And so we'll talk more. I want to share a little bit more about the classroom experience really quickly in terms of the remote. It is different and it is new. And we are currently working with our instructors to kind of build out the best type of classroom experience. So right now, one of the best parts of it is our classes are actually capped at 14. And so I would say right now, based off of enrollment, the average class size is less than 10 students. And so you're going to have a really great community experience with both your instructor, who is an expert in their field, and other students. Right now, we'll be using Zoom as part of the synchronous class time, but we'll also be using Canvas. Do you use Canvas at Santa Cruz? Yes, so you all are very familiar with Canvas, and so you'll be able to kind of seamlessly work through that and have that space to also learn. I will add that in addition to all of the offerings of the program, one of the things that's really great about the UCDC program is you're able to meet other UC students. We'll continue to be able to do that both in the classroom, but also these various programs will allow for spaces for you all to connect. And then there will be other spaces, other professional kind of online spaces where you all will be able to connect with each other and build that network of your own that's so valuable with these types of programs. So we're excited for what this remote program will be. Okay, so let's jump right into the academics. Yeah. So the internship is a huge part of this program, and Alfreda will talk more about the internship and the search and what you all can anticipate moving forward. But a large part of how we are able to get academic credit for this program is the classes, and the internship is actually considered part of a class. And so by enrolling in a seminar, which is the 194A class, and the internship, which is the 194B, you're able to get 5 and 7 units, which puts you at 12. And so you all with just the seminar and internship are enrolled as full-time students, which is really great, right? You have the option of taking an elective course for additional units, and we'll talk about what those additional units are for. And right now we're offering 2 electives, which some of you may be enrolled in. And these classes are really great. I can't tell you how excited our instructors are currently to kind of meet you all and connect with you all. And one of the things I will say about the courses, and remote or not, is many of you all will consider going to grad school or professional school afterwards. And you'll be, with this connection that you'll be able to build with the students, oftentimes students talk about the fact that this instructor is the one that they reach out to for a letter of recommendation when they are applying to grad school, because they know them so well and they're able to kind of speak to their character traits and all of the things that you would want in a really good letter of recommendation. So you'll have that as part of your class, and your credits are covered. I will say that you all will fill out, there will be you have the first 2 weeks to add and drop classes. And so you can shop around a bit if you're not interested in your seminar. or if you wanted to enroll in an elective based off of your schedule. So you'll have the first 2 weeks to add and drop classes. So the deadline to drop classes is the Friday, October 2nd. So 2 weeks. You're going to fill out a form, which we'll talk more about orientation, but essentially in that form, you'll identify, this is the class that I'm planning to take. This is the number of units. I want to take my class for pass, no pass. I will say something that's unique about the Santa Cruz students is that you're able to take your seminar for pass, no pass, and your elective for pass, no pass, and your internship is automatically pass, no pass. Just note that other UC students do not have that option. And so oftentimes I will say this at orientation, students may talk to each other about their units and the breakdown, and just note that each campus is different and the grade options that students can take their classes for are different. And so you all have the option of taking your seminar or your elective for both a letter grade or pass, no pass. I know that everyone has enrolled in a class, so congratulations on enrolling in a seminar, which is really good. These seminars are research-based, and there's a writing component, an important writing component. But that writing is different, and the way in which the classes will be this term will be a little bit different, and our instructors are currently working on figuring out what makes sense in a remote class versus an in-person class. And so the syllabus for right now on the website, a course outline is available for you to view so that you have a sense of what the content will cover. And on the first day of class, you'll get the actual syllabus with the breakdown of the content and assignments and all of that information. And so definitely look out for that. So as I mentioned, the electives are optional, but we have two really great electives. Power and Purpose, Understanding U.S. Foreign Policy, and then Trump versus Biden, Campaign 2020 at the election of a lifetime. And so both classes are really great in terms of content, and the instructors are just phenomenal. I wanted to talk a little bit about the logistics of this. So these are actually considered UCLA classes. And so you all as UCSC students will be simultaneously enrolled, which means that you'll be enrolled at UCLA at the same time that you're enrolled at Santa Cruz to get the credit for this class, which is totally fine. It's really not that big of a deal, but it does require that you fill out an additional form in those first 2 weeks to get credit for the class. What I will say is, especially if you're a graduating senior, is that it does take time for the grade to transfer from UCLA to Santa Cruz. And so if you need a grade to post immediately, there is usually a grace period, but if you're concerned at all, just note that it does sometimes takes up to 4 to 6 weeks for the grade to post after the end of the term when you do take an elective. So something to consider when you're thinking about the electives. Lastly, and really important to the Santa Cruz experience, is that the electives are actually for 4 units. But as you all know, at Santa Cruz, students for 5 units. And so students have the option of enrolling in an independent study for an additional 2 units. So if you're enrolled in an elective and you say, I need an additional unit for graduation or to meet a requirement, you have this option of enrolling in an independent study for 2 additional units. So that would take your elective from being just 4 units to being 6 units, right? That doesn't require any additional work. All it does require is that you complete a petition that we would provide you. We will provide you with after this orientation. But the petition will essentially give all of the information in terms of a course number, the number of units, and all you'd have to do is fill out the information at the top. And let me actually drop the link to the petition just so that you can take a look at it when you get a chance. The form that we will be sending to you will already have some of the pieces completed so that you don't have to worry about it. You just really be responsible for the top part. So you would complete this petition in the first 2 weeks, and then we would submit this to the registrar on your behalf.
And then Sabrina, to verify, will the students themselves have to go into My UCSC to enroll in that 2-unit individual study, or will the registrar do that after receiving the petition?
That's a good clarifying question. The registrar will manually add the students into the class, so they don't have to worry about enrolling in the class at all.
Awesome.
I should also say that when you're enrolled in the UCS and the UCDC program as Santa Cruz students, you won't have as much, because the registrar is doing a lot of the enrollment for you manually, you won't be able to change some of the information in your online portal. So usually you're able to go into your portal, add and drop classes, change your grade option, and that won't be the case because the registrar is doing everything for you all manually for the term. And so any changes that you'll need to make, I will send on your behalf. And so that's why the form that we'll be sending in the first 2 weeks is so important, because in that form, you will indicate what grade option you want to take the class for, exactly what class you're taking, you know, the petition for the additionals. So definitely look out for that kind of confirmation form. We call it the student enrollment form, and that will be what we send to the registrar to ensure your registration is correct. And then after the first 2 weeks, I would say the first 2.5 weeks, you can log into your online portal and check your enrollment to make sure that everything is accurate, and it usually is.
Because Sabrina is leaving early, do any students have any questions for her regarding enrollment, the elective course, the research seminar, anything related to academics?
And Alfreda, if there's anything that I missed or anything you think I should mention, please jump in.
I will. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, and so if you all do not have any questions for me, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can email me with any questions that you might have about the classes, instructors, what to anticipate, all of that. I'm happy to answer any questions that you all may have. And I just dropped my email in the chat if you don't have it. Okay. I'll hand it off to you, Alfreda.
Thank you.
Ashley, I think Sang-Mi needs the link to the Zoom call.
Sabrina, would you be able to share that with her? Just because I'm sharing my screen, so.
Oh, okay, thanks. I'm sorry, my office computer, I would have been better off staying at home, is frozen, so I'm still on a phone. At any rate, she will join and go over simplicity very quickly for the group. But until she joins, I want the Santa Cruz students to know that they will intern approximately 30 to 32 hours per week. And we're asking that you take one day off if you can. And that will be to attend the research seminar that Sabrina just explained to you. For the 30 to 32 hours per week, you will receive 7 credits for your internship. So I'm here to help you, but we would like you to arrange an internship on your own. We are here to help. So we're providing you with the internship newsletter. We have a wonderful internship database, and there are other internship sites that we recommend, including the UCSC Career Center uses a database. I'm sorry, it has internships. It's called Handshake, and so I do want you to explore that as well. It is a wonderful, wonderful database. The only reason we don't use it here in Washington is because they don't have an experiential learning program as a part of that program. But please reach out to the Career Center, sign up, and use Handshake as well. I'm here to help you, and I know that I've worked with the 7 of you, so you're off to a good start. You uploaded your resumes and cover letters into our Simplicity database. I've edited them for you. Most of you have submitted applications. I think all of you have started to submit applications. So you're off to a good start. 4 of you have received offers or placements. And I want the other students to know that it's still early in the process. As I mentioned before, a lot of organizations, our UC partners here in Washington, are now posting internships, and we're sending those to you either daily, I'll send them to you, or they're sent every Wednesday by St. Meet with our internship newsletter. I think, was that St. Meet joining?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Oh.
This is Sang Meet. I'm the program specialist, and I work with the academic internship team. So most of you have completed the internship interest form in our database. So you can start uploading your resume, cover letter, writing samples. Maybe Alfreda have already reached out to you. There are great resources at the campus as well, and you can also reach out to Ashley for assistance. I would like to say that if there are some internships in our database that require students to apply directly from our system. So if you don't upload your resume or your other documents that they require, and you don't receive an approval from Alfreda, you won't be able to apply. So I would suggest to do that as soon as possible. And as Alfreda mentioned, that every week we send out newsletters. This is an organization that reach out to us, or we find their postings. We update the database daily, but the newsletter goes out weekly. So we try to get all the information on the newsletter. If there is an organization in our database that hasn't said that they will be offering internships in the fall, but you are interested, you can reach out to us because we have their contact information, and we can get in touch with them and see if they're willing to accept interns that way. And you can find more information on the internship website, or you can also visit our internship database and you can just search that way. I would like to mention that if you have already secured an internship, please make sure you complete the internship offer form. This way that we have the information that you have secured the position, as well as during the term, there are other forms that you have to fill out. They are required. And if you don't complete the offer form, you won't have access to those documents, and because they are arranged in a sequence. So it's imperative that as soon as you secure an internship, you confirm it, you complete the offer form.
And I want to just mention from this slide, it says, you know, what would happen if a student does get an internship and they don't think it's a good fit?
Sure. So if a student gets an internship and you don't think it's a good fit, then I want you to reach out to me, and we will talk about it. We'll discuss it. We'll find out if there's a way to improve the internship for you. And if it isn't, then we'll look at some other options. But please don't quit the internship. We really want you to reach out to me, since you're a Santa Cruz student, but you can reach out to Michael or Chantal as well. There are other members of the team, or St. Meet, and we'll work with you to try to improve the internship or to find another placement for you.
Yeah, and I think it's important to mention that, I mean, some of you said you've already secured an internship, which is awesome. But as Alfreda mentioned, it is still a little early in the process, so don't think that you're behind in any way. Obviously, from the 5 staff who are on the call now, you really do have a team of support. So we want to help you get started. We want to help you in any way we can. So please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us throughout this entire process. I had just put here different places to look. I know Alfreda mentioned Handshake, which is offered by the UCSC Career Center. Sangmeet mentioned the UCDC internship database in Simplicity. I don't know if any students have been able to access that yet, but that will probably be the most inclusive, holistic, broad place that you guys can search for different options. And then there are a variety of different organizations here I can also share this resource page if you would like. So please, if you did want this list of different resources, put it in the chat box and I'll be sure to share them with you. Before we leave internships, any students thus far have any questions for Singmi or Alfreda? And
Yeah,
if you do, yeah.
I have a question regarding the internships. Hypothetically, is there like a deadline that we need to meet to get an internship? And let's say for some reason, if we couldn't get an internship, what's the process for that?
Sure. So Benji, there really isn't a deadline. And I'm saying this, we're very flexible. This is a new thing for us with a remote program. What I recommend is that you continue to work closely with me. So I've been sending you a few internships that I think are of interest to you in your major, and Sangmeet will be sending loads of opportunities to you through the newsletter. So in this case, a lot of organizations have fairly late start dates for the fall. We're noticing that. So a number of organizations will start internships in October. And in the past, those internships started after Labor Day or in the middle of September, or certainly for semester students in August. But I don't want you to worry about the internship process, because I have noticed an uptick in the number of remote opportunities that we're receiving. So we'll work closely together to make sure that we find the best internship for you, and with your background, your wonderful resume, your writing sample, and your cover letter, I have no doubt that you will find a very good internship for the fall. And remember that it is very early in the process. And I know Sangmeet could probably give a percentage of the number of students thus far who have secured internships, and that percentage I would think is between 10 and 15%. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious, and I have seen the emails that you sent me, so I appreciate you being involved with helping me look for an internship and stuff. I just wanted to touch base with that. So thank you for the response.
You're welcome, Benji. We'll work together. Don't stress or worry about the process.
If someone haven't received the newsletter, you can reach out to me and I'll make sure that you are on our listing.
Any other questions regarding internships?
Yeah, actually, I have one. Meaning, Alfreda, you mentioned, and so I mean the summer experience with students had. Did you notice, was there a difference in the kind of work they were asked to do because it was remote? Do you feel like these places adjusted to this and are giving them more research-based projects? I wonder if you have a sense of that.
Sure. Well, from the feedback that we received from our students, there was midterm feedback as well as feedback at the end of the internship. It appears that their internships closely match a lot of the kind of research-based internships that our students secure during the regular on-site program. They met with their supervisors on a weekly basis. They had wonderful projects. They enjoyed the experience. And so, I mean, I was very pleased when I read the evaluations from the summer students, since they were the first group that we worked with remotely. So very pleased. I'm sure Sangmeet read all of them. She can give her feedback as well.
Yes, and also from the employer side, I think the employers enjoyed the process as well, because for most it was a new process or new method of having interns. So we didn't see any issues. Everything went smoothly. And as Alfreda mentioned, the internships that students have it regularly or in person, it matched.
One of the other things, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to add that, mind you, everyone in DC is also working remote, right? So these internships are becoming an opportunity for students to learn and grow with the folks who are also, working remote and learning how to make this all work. So we're all in the same boat together.
One of the other things I want to say is about the internships on the Hill. So we have, at the moment, I think there are only 5 Hill offices where they are offering remote internships. The biggest problem with the Hill internships is the fact that it's security. And so I'm not sure how many more will be able to do that, but we've been working with the Hill offices, especially the California delegation. And it is possible for our students to work with district offices or to pick up secure laptops from the district offices. We'll let you know more about that if they are able to do this. Because for Hill internships for our UCDC program, they're one of the biggest internship areas that we have when we have our on-site program. And students really enjoy them. And now the internships, except the committees, but the offices do pay. So we do want to open up those opportunities for our students. And hopefully they can find a secure way of ensuring that more students are able to get those internships. But check the newsletter from St. Mead. They will be posted weekly.
Any other students with questions regarding internships? Well, if any come up, please put them in the chat box. There are some important final points I want to provide to you all. The first is that if you receive financial aid, you have to make sure that you've updated your accurate housing information, because your aid package changes pending on the type of housing accommodations you provide to financial aid. So if you live in on-campus housing, the aid package looks bigger because it's the most expensive option versus off-campus housing, versus if you consider yourself a commuter student or if you're living with relatives. So if you haven't done that already, you would just contact Maria Orozco at Financial Aid, and I'll put her contact information. It's on the next slide. So just please be sure to do that, because that will affect your aid package to participate in the UCDC program. I also want to mention that if you're registered with the DRC, it's imperative that you contact them as soon as possible, because we do want to make sure that any accommodation needs that you have will be met by the start of your program. And I know in the virtual environment that might look a little different. It might be academic accommodations that you're seeking, or whatever have you. So please contact them as soon as possible, because then they'll provide a letter for you to provide to UCDC staff so that we can see that all of your needs are met on the program. And then finally, regarding health insurance, I think most of you know this by now, but students are automatically enrolled in UC-SHIP unless you have waived out of UC-SHIP. Typically, there are more points regarding health insurance when you're out of state, but considering that we're all in the remote world right now, the same benefits that you receive here in California, you'll continue to receive throughout your UCDC participation. Actually, Alfreda, are there any other points regarding health insurance that our students need to know about right now?
I don't think so, because they are residing in California. They
right.
you know, if
Not a lot
they are
changes.
near one of, yeah, if they're, I do know though that if, say, a Santa Cruz student lives in Los Angeles, that Santa Cruz student can use the UCLA Health Center. They can
That's
use
good to
their
know.
USHIP benefits at the UCLA Health Center. So for any of the students who are living near one of our campuses, they can use the USHIP there.
Awesome, thank you. And then yes, if you guys didn't notice, Sabrine did put in the chat box, if you do receive an academic accommodation letter from the DRC, it should be sent to Jennifer Diascro at UCDC. So her contact information is in the chat box. And then that's it. I mean, if we had done this sooner, the information might look different, but we really did just want to provide the opportunity to allow you to meet us, especially since I'm new. We wanted to hear from all of you and be sure to provide you a space specifically for UCSC students if you do have any specific questions, whether those be campus-based questions and or other UCDC questions. I think in this small environment, it works better because it gives you more opportunity to engage with UCDC staff, but know that everyone's here to support you today and until you graduate. So all of our contact information is here on this slide. Obviously, you reach out to different people concerning different questions. So if it's anything regarding academics, it'd more likely be Sabrine versus if it's internship, you might reach out to Alfreda, and or maybe there's sometimes where it's more appropriate to reach out to Sangeet. Any campus specific questions, you'll engage with me. I have my email here. You can also just email UCDC at ucsc.edu, and or sometimes it might be more appropriate for Dan to answer your questions. Regarding financial aid, the financial aid advisor for UCDC is Maria Orozco, and her contact information is here. And then finally, once the program, I think this is more likely once the program ends, Jamie Siegel at the registrar will take care of, you know, making sure that your credits show up on your transcript. But if any other registrar matters come up after participation, you would contact her. So now I just want to provide one more opportunity for you all to ask us any questions that might have come up for you. I also want to say this is also an opportunity for you to kind of engage with one another. So I don't know if you'd want to write down each other's names, but just some way that you might be able to share your emails as well. If you want to put your emails in the chat box so that, I mean, you guys will all be doing this experience together. You're all from UCSC. This is a new experience for each and every one of you. So if you did want to put your contact information in the chat box, that's fine. And or you could reach out to me at ucdc@ucsc.edu and let me know, hey, Ashley, please share my contact information with other UCDC, UCSC participants, and then I can share your guys' information that way. I can't just give your information because FERPA, but I'm happy to share your information if you want to connect with other UCSC students before the start of your program. And I think with that, we're finished with 9 minutes to spare before the alumni panel. Again, there are 2 UCSC alum on the panel, so I'm excited to go to that to see what they have to say, and maybe it can provide more insight for you guys as well as to kind of the impact that this program actually has on participants and alumni. So with that, if there are no more questions, it was nice to meet you all. And I look forward to this incredible experience you guys are about to have. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Have a good day.